All right. All right. Shalom, everybody. Just going to give it a few more minutes to give everybody a chance to come in. All right. Shalom, family. Shalom. Okay. We'll get started in a moment, everybody. Wow. Yeah, they should increase the amount. I hear you on that. As far as I'm concerned, they need to give us our reparations included in whatever refund we get. On top of that, our reparations. That's how I see it. Shalom, family. Wow. Being that so many people aren't working, we might actually see an increase of folks coming in now. There's so many people, their jobs have shut everything down and their kids are home. And wow, this is it's unprecedented. Are they really going to pay everybody $1,000? They said they are, and they're going to do it twice. So if they pass the bill, that means everybody gets $2,000 of spending money. But we shall see. We'll see how they do it. Yeah. 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 It's, like I said, there's so many people that are not working because, of CV going around. I know as time goes on, it's going to be a lot more people spending time online. I hear you. I think we all can use that. We can all use $1,000. Absolutely. Yes, Brandy, yes, I do. If we look at biblical prophecy, something else is going to be right on the tails of CV. CV is just the beginning. And as the plagues come, they're going to get stronger and stronger. So I know this may sound far-fetched, but the next one is going to be way more powerful than CV. So we're just on plague number 1, which is sickness. So it's going to evolve from that. So yes, as each plague comes, it's going to get stronger than the last one. Yeah, well, it's not even going to be worth going to the store. They're already saying there are hardly no shipments at the ports around this country. So if we're not doing a lot of import export and there's hardly no products coming in, then I'm telling you right now, the shelves are going to be empty with a lot of products. So you might be better off, way better off doing your shopping online than running around and just being disappointed by empty shelves. Yeah, Quentin, I hear you. They sure should have started with reparations. Definitely agree with that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things sold out, even online. I mean, who knew Amazon would run out of toilet paper? Well, I got all of mine before the mad dash. All right, y'all. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I got over 100 people from both of my different channels in here right now. So give me a few minutes here. Give me a second. Hmm. Okay. Perfect. And I just got to do my other one here. Okay, perfect. All right, let's get started, y'all. All right, so the US is going to postpone the April 15th tax payments for 90 days for most Americans. And this is due to disruption at the IRS, you know, and so the US government will postpone the April 15th tax payment deadline for millions of individuals, giving Americans another 90 days to pay their 2019 income tax bills in an unprecedented move. The IRS, using authority under President Trump's national emergency declaration, will waive interest and penalties as well. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said at the White House Tuesday, the delay is available to people who owe $1 million or less and corporations that owe $10 million or less, Mr. Mnuchin said. The government granted the extension to give taxpayers a financial cushion as households and businesses cope with the sudden slowdown in economic activity caused by CV. The move could provide households with hundreds of billions of dollars in temporary liquidity, Mr. Mnuchin said last week in previewing the government's action. We are going to use all the tools we have, Mr. Mnuchin said on Tuesday, and what tools we don't have. We're going to go to Congress. The IRS will continue to process tax refunds. Mr. Mnuchin urged people who can file their taxes to do so. Mr. Mnuchin said last week that the tax deadline would be delayed for all but the super rich. But his Tuesday announcement was the first explanation of the length of the delay and how it might work. The tax agency hasn't yet released full details about how the delay will work. As of March 6th, the IRS has received 68 million individual income tax returns. That was less than half of the returns that the IRS normally expect to get, meaning that tens of millions of people have benefit from the relaxed deadlines. Many taxpayers who expect refunds filed soon after the IRS opens filing in late January. That is particularly true for low-income households that benefit from the earned income tax credit, which gives them cash. About 3/4 of households typically receive refunds, and the IRS will still process returns and send out cash. However, people who file closer to the deadline typically owe money and are waiting to pay. They will benefit the most from Tuesday's announcement, as will businesses that are worried about their cash flow. Normally, taxpayers must pay what they owe by mid-April deadline, and they can seek a 6-month extension to file their full returns. The IRS has adjusted its own operations during the outbreak, shifting many employees to remote home, according to a message that the Commissioner Charles Rettig sent to workers late Friday. So a lot of these people that work for the IRS are going to be working from home. Woo! In addition, Mr. Rettig limited travel, gave employees an option to avoid face-to-face contact with taxpayers, and stopped those in-person contacts in heavy affected areas such as New York and Seattle. We continue to look at what sorts of flexibilities and additional options can be available to expand telework. Flexibility given possible resources limitation, he wrote. So look like a lot of the folks that work for the IRS, the ones that can work from home, they will be working from home. Wow. Wow. Now, they're talking about this virus can last 18 months or longer. I don't think they're going to be able to keep everybody home for that long. We shall see. But now you're seeing the government agencies trying to walk away from all of these government buildings, and they're trying to get as many people as possible to work remotely. Believe it or not, this has happened to YouTube. YouTube employees aren't there, ladies and gentlemen. Their AI is actually handling everything right now, while YouTube had to shutter down. So you're going to see a lot more government agencies and businesses send their people home because they can't be in these closed-in work environments where everybody is working on top of each other and you got maybe thousands of employees in one building, hundreds of people on one floor. That's not going to work. Yeah, a lot of employees gave their people time off. In fact, I think Congress is supposed to push through a bill to even help people that don't have sick leave so that they can get some kind of pay. Because, you know, everybody don't have benefits and everyone don't have sick leave. All jobs don't offer that. Yeah, I work for the government and got my laptop, one pimp afro. Yeah, you know, I think that's going to be the norm. It's going to be the norm. I mean, they're already projecting that CV is going to get worse in this country. They're already letting us know. And when you see all of these moves that you see everyone making, they're closing all of these businesses where they have a lot of people. They know it's going to get worse too. Yeah, quite a few people. My brother, he's still got to work. And where he works, there's a lot of people. I'm surprised they haven't at least shut down their operations, but they're still operating as normal. Yes, I know. I actually I saw that the New York Stock Exchange is closing their trading floor. Yeah, they are. And I got a video coming out tomorrow on that. You know what? To be honest with you, nobody is really prepared. Nobody's prepared. We never lived through any plague in our lifetime. Not like this. I mean, we're as prepared as we possibly can be, but technically, who's really fully prepared? And even the people that claim they are, I don't believe them. You know, all it takes is for us to go in public and get near someone with CV. And that's not a hard thing to do. Hmm. No, I mean, really, nobody is fully prepared. We don't know what's going to happen. What we do know, this whole thing is going to accelerate and get worse. I do anticipate that. And plus the US is so far behind. Everything you're seeing them do now, they should have done a month ago. They should have been working on getting as many people tested as possible back in February. The first case was in the beginning of January. So they knew coronavirus, well, they knew CV was here. They knew it was here because there was a case in January. And if they would have just got their stuff together in February, they would have kind of been ahead of the ball. But it's been too much time wasted. And it's no telling how many people in this country technically have it. We don't know because hardly no one's been tested. But you can best believe it's a lot bigger than any numbers they're giving us. And it's very annoying because you got what, 328 million and only a few thousand tests? Nah, you know, they really screwed up. But you know how it is, when people mess things up, they're not going to admit it. But that's what happened. These people, they screwed up. Bad. Bad. It's pretty sad when you see somebody like South Korea. What are they doing? About 12,000 tests in a day. And the US only got a few thousand done overall. I mean, I don't think they're prepared either, but they're sure doing a way better job testing their people. Thank you, Cinnamon Star 808, for the super chat. I don't know what they're going to do, but I do know one thing, y'all. Ah, you said I'm never right on my prediction. Cinnamon said Lisa is never right on her prediction. So it's bad news bear for Trump and his administration under this watch. Oh, I'm never right, huh? Okay. Well, yeah, Night to Shady, I did a video on that. Obama had put para pandemic response unit together, and actually, this is what they would have done. But he disbanded that group, not because of any other reason other than Obama put it together. And you can best believe the press has dragged his butt on that bad. Yeah. It's one of those things. The only thing we can do is try to keep ourselves informed as much as possible. That's all we can do. We can't do nothing else. Thank you, Bose Cole, for the super chat. Love your work. Thank you very much. You know, yeah, you're right. T's a work in progress. It is ego and stupidity. You know, we're still at a major disadvantage because this thing is still moving so fast across the country. One of the medical analysts said that they estimate 500,000 people in America already got it. And which actually that makes more accurate sense than the numbers that we're getting out from mainstream news. Oh, Sister Blackfoot Winfield. Yeah, I did hear about that. There was a woman in New Jersey that went to a hospital and she tested positive for CV. And what she did was she slipped out of the hospital and she disappeared. And when the hospital tried to contact her, she gave a fake name and a fake address. But they did finally catch up to her. They did finally catch up to her. And, that's dangerous because when she slipped out of that hospital and no one knew where she was for a while, it's no telling how many people she exposed. You know, it's no telling how many were exposed just from that one person. Well, Holiday Man, they're saying that was an estimation, but that was last week. Thank you, Night to Shady. Thank you for the super chat. That was last week. So, yeah, so if it was 500,000 they were estimating last week, we got to be well beyond that now. Well, um, can you say chemtrail? Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, it is a lot of paranoia out here. Y'all right about that. It's a lot, you know. But for me, I'm not going to be paranoid. I just number one, I refuse to be paranoid, and number two, I just keep leaning on the Most High, and that's what I'm going to continue to do to get me through, and in fact, to get all of us through. I pray for all of my Hebrew brothers and sisters every single day. Yeah, they did say the number of cases will double every week. That's right, brother Najah. They sure did. You know what? Loretta, I don't know if they're counting illegals, but I do know they have CV in Mexico. They got their own outbreak in Mexico. I wouldn't be shocked if some of them that are crossing the border have it. But from what I understand, I believe yesterday, Trump closed all the borders. He closed the border between Canada and the US, and I believe all of the borders were closed. Well, I tell you what, holiday ban. I know my relatives in the South, they are big churchgoers. Man, I bet you they climbing the walls now when Sunday come and they can't go to church. Oh man. you know? Yes, and Rain Love. Trump calls it Chinese virus, and China gets pissed off at him every single time he does it. And y'all, I don't know how many of you heard this, but the US kicked out all of the Chinese journalists here. And China said they're going to retaliate on the US for that. They kicked all of those Chinese journalists out and sent them back home. So these people are feeling butt sore, and they get mad if you call it the Wuhan CV or China CV. They get real highly pissed off now. But Trump don't even care. In fact, he called it that today when I watched one of the videos. He said it again today. So he doesn't care. The Mexico border is still open. Okay. But I know, I think it might have been the Canadian border that they did close. I did hear about Canada closing the border between the US and Canada, I think like at the end of last week. And then Trump closed the border on the US side. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, he sure did. Trump ain't backing up. He gonna keep right on saying Chinese CV, China, China. I'm like, damn, he don't care. China came out with a statement about a week ago accusing the US of creating CV. They said the US military brought it over there to China. I don't know. I mean, they made the accusation about a week ago. Yes, he did. He sent them back. Eva Psalms. Yes, he did. And China was pissed, and they said they were going to retaliate for that. Yeah, it is it is airborne, and it don't take much for you to get it, from what I understand. So one person is in the room, and you walk in that same room. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. hmm Some baby making about to take place. You're right, King Wage. You're right. You know what? It won't be the babies they're looking for. It'll be our babies. That's all it'll be. It'll be our babies. Yeah, well, that's YouTube for you. Right now, their automated system is doing everything. Thank you, Cinnamon Star 808, for the super chat. Wow. Yeah, no, this is absolutely nothing to play with. Even when you see the damage that it does to the lungs, even after you bounce back from it, that that is huge. To think that, okay, well, when you get over an illness, you're just hoping that it goes away and it's gone. This is like the virus form of AIDS. Once you got it, it's there. It does damage to the lungs, and who knows what happens over the long term with this thing. And even I wonder, I mean, will it shorten your life expectancy if you are carrying this virus? What is it going to do to the life expectancy? Well, these people are catching all kinds of hell. They really are. I mean, the worst thing happening to these folks is nobody's going in to patronize their business. And some people in public are saying things to them about the coronavirus. But as far as racism is concerned, nobody has gotten it worse than us. I don't care what they say. Nobody has gotten it worse than us. Okay. Yeah, Donald Trump is always, see, that's the problem with them all working in Washington, D.C. If you are working in Washington, D.C., especially if you're part of Trump administration, you got to interact with a lot of people because you're running the government. You're running the country. You can't run the country unless you're interacting with people. And it was inevitable it was going to end up in Washington. You got some of these people out campaigning. They got to be in crowds, or they're having town hall meetings with their constituency. They're always, I mean, your life as a politician is always going to be around people. You can't do it any other way. So there's no way they can avoid it from coming in to DC. It's inevitable. To me, it's going to be there more than anywhere else. And I also read this morning when I woke up that the CV cases have jumped up in Maryland, and Maryland is right by DC. Yeah, I think Heather Gooch. I think he got it too. I don't see how he couldn't have it. He may not be feeling the symptoms real strong, but he got it. But when you listen to that nurse that I posted, she said it took a few weeks before she started feeling the full symptoms from it. At first, she only had a runny nose and some body aches, but she said a few weeks later, that's when it really came down on her. Yeah, Loretta, I think a lot of people feel that way. They need to stop with the racist stuff. They was beating us up in the nail shops. Yeah. I don't see how anybody can go in there and get their nails done. I really don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I used to get my nails done. The last time I got my nails done, I would say was like around 2006. After that, I stopped getting my nails done. It wasn't because I couldn't, afford it or nothing. It's just that when the nails came off, When the artificial nails came off, I didn't like how weak it made my natural nails. And it just felt like I had to keep conditioning and cutting my natural nails off until they got strong enough where they weren't breaking. But that was the reason why I stopped. I just looked at my nails and I was like, damn, they're so weak. Back in the day when I was a teenager, and even in my early 20s, I could grow my nails out real. I was one of those people that could grow my nails out real long, my natural nails. But I just stopped. That was the reason. It wasn't, that was really the only reason. I just thought my nail health was not good after wearing those nails because I had wore them for a couple of years too, you know? Yeah, I agree with you by the numbers. In fact, there was an article that came out locally in my area, and it broke down the towns around me where CV is. One town is practically around the corner from me. They got a case in that town of CV. So, like I said, it's practically in my backyard now. Every town that they named that they had people with it are just maybe a mile. I could get in my car and it's maybe a mile or two away from where I am. So you can best believe eventually there's going to be cases all around my township because it's practically that way now. Oh, I know. I don't know what episode it was, Yosef Lopez. When I was on there, I had to be about, I would say like 4, 5 years old. I don't know what episode number it is. And like I said, I wasn't the only one. There were a couple of people I went to school with that was on there on Romper Room. Yeah, you're right, Heather. The best thing to do is keep your immune system up. That is absolutely right. That is right. I mean, we can't do nothing else but try to do the best we can to take care of ourselves. That's all we can do. Can't do nothing else. Yeah, they're hard. I don't think they got, when I went back to look, because I was looking at, Electric Company and Sesame Street, and I don't even think all of those episodes are on YouTube. I think there's a lot of missing episodes, even of those shows. So I think they may not have all of them on here from Romper Room. Yeah, yeah. I don't, it's to the point where I can't even take mainstream news seriously, for real. Yeah, Clinton, I saw that CV challenge. People are crazy. Yes, and I think they should put limits on what people can get out of the store, Pink Meadows, because it's going to get tough up in here. Like I said, they said a lot of products still have not started coming back to the US. So you're going to see shortages on a lot of things starting in April. Hmm. Sister Winfield said Romper Room came out in 57. I used to watch it. Yeah, it's been around for a long time because I mean, when you go back, and look at their oldest episodes on Romper Room, it was in black and white. I remember, I remember the old ones before I was even born. They were in black and white. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I don't think anything's going to ever be the same in the US after this. I mean, how could it be? It won't. Yeah, I saw that Heather Gooch. It was disgusting. The white girl was licking the toilet seat. Well, let them go ahead and get sick. I don't mean that's on them. That's on them. Don't have to be responsible for none of them. Yeah, I'm actually made out okay. I had bought toilet paper in bulk probably about 2, 3 weeks ago. Let's just put it this way. I bought my toilet paper maybe like a week before it started going haywire out here. So I'm okay. But look, don't even sweat the toilet paper, y'all. Just like when those folks were calling the cops because they don't have toilet paper. Look, whatever you don't have in toilet paper, as long as you got a washcloth and some soap, it may be an inconvenience, but you can get in that shower or get in that tub and wash your behind, dry your behind. As long as you got soap and water, you can still wash yourself. And I tell you what, if I didn't have no toilet paper in my house, I'll just have to make more trips to the shower and get my washcloth and my soap and wash my ass. That's what I would do. I would not be whining about it. I'd be doing the best that I can under the circumstances. Okay, you don't have toilet paper, use your washcloth and your soap and get in the tub or get in the shower. You may have to just do more trips to the shower or more trips to the tub. That's all. But I tell you what, my ass will be clean. My ass will be clean at the end of the day. That's the way I see it. Yeah, I'll just have to take extra showers to keep myself clean. But some of these people act like if they don't have toilet paper, what are you going to do? Walk around with some skid stains in your drawers? Come on. You know what soap and water is? Shit, do a bird bath if you don't want to keep getting in the shower. Do a damn bird bath. Just get up to the sink and wash your ass with the soap and water. Come on. Some of these people act too damn helpless. I wouldn't want to be without soap and water, but if I did, I'd just be washing my ass more often. So that's all I'm saying. But these folks calling the cops because you don't have toilet paper? Come on, man. That's pretty lame. Yeah, disposable wipes. There you go, truth. There you go. Disposable. There's things you can do if there's no toilet paper. Yeah, come on. Boy, you can tell these people calling the police because they're out of toilet paper. You can tell they ain't seen a hard time in their life. That's what privilege looks like. You whine over some simple thing and you in your mind you can't figure out, okay, if I don't have toilet paper, what can I do? Your mind don't work that way. There's a few things you can do. If you still got paper towel, I know it may be harder consistency of paper, get a knife, cut that paper towel in half, and put that baby on your toilet roll. I bet you I'd be creative up in my house. I won't have a problem being creative. I'll find a way. I'll find a way to have my ass wiped. Well, around here, RY, they bought out all the soap. And when they went out there, they bought not only the hand sanitizer, the water, they bought up all the soap too. When you walked in the stores around here, you couldn't find a bar of soap anywhere. They bought all of that up too. Hmm. You let one of them come whining on my channel talking about we ran out of toilet paper. Go get your ass up in the shower then. Don't let me have to give you instructions. Hmm. People be acting like they don't have a functioning brain cell. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, they bought up all the soap around me. Shoot, you went over there, you couldn't, there wasn't a bar of soap to be had in these stores. These nuts went buck wild over the soap too. There's a lot of things you can use. Hmm. Yeah, you pretty soon, you're right about that. Set apart heart. Pretty soon we'll be using our money as our toilet paper because that shit ain't gonna be worth nothing. Right about that. Yeah, yeah, but I don't see how anybody can't figure out how to clean your ass. I can't I can't get past that. How do you not know how to clean your ass even if there's no toilet paper? Yeah, yeah, they were out of all that. Even the body wash, there was no body wash on the shelves either. These people cleaned out the body wash. Yes, you can still order black soap. Yes, you can. I still got plenty. In fact, I'm gonna try to get the first orders out tomorrow. That way, by early next week, the people that already ordered some, you'll have it. Thank you, Cinnamon Star 808. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, we're gonna have to do the best that we can. Some of the states' power companies said they're not going to turn anybody off. I know Trump uh, signed a bill today to stop foreclosures and evictions, and that's coming. And I got a video coming out on that. So they are trying to do things. They shouldn't, as long as there's a highly contagious virus in this country, they shouldn't be throwing no one to the streets, because if you start throwing people out, they're going to be spreading it all over the place. People just need to stay in place. That really is the best thing to do as far as public health is concerned. So these landlords are going to just have to grin and bear it if they want to put somebody out. This is not the time to do it. Yes, I heard about the earthquake today in Utah, Blue Tinsel. I did hear about that. I think it was a 5.7 quake in Utah. I did hear about that. Oh yeah. I mean, look, there's already videos out of them fighting over toilet paper and shit. I mean, these people have lost their mind. I might fight over a lot of things, but toilet paper ain't on the list. I ain't fighting over no goddamn toilet paper. Shoot, you run out of toilet paper and you're still getting up and you take the toilet paper at that job. That's what you do. Get yourself a big old person, take day toilet paper and take it home to your family. Dorothea Knox, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, well, I mean, we have been through every hard time there could possibly be up in this society. There is nothing that we haven't been through. But see, many of these other people have lived such a privileged life. Now that everything is falling apart, they're going to have the hardest time surviving. Yusef Lopez said, I used to hijack all the toilet paper from my job. Woo! Mm-mm-mm. Wow. Yeah, well, we'll be okay. I think at the end of the day, it might be best if you do those, get your toilet paper online if you have to. That way you don't have to be in a store wondering, is this guy next to me, does he have the coronavirus? You don't have to wonder any of that stuff if you're online. Yes, those Australian doctors and dentists are still stuck on that cruise ship, Loretta. Yes, they are. I mean, look, our whole life in America has been survival. So these folks are just going into survival mode now. We've been in survival mode for 500 years. Okay, we're used to it. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, well, it's no point in getting all scared and over the top for what? We just have to get through each day as we have been all the way up until now. It's no point in getting all upset and falling apart over this. We'll make it. All right, y'all. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. But everybody, wherever you are, please enjoy the rest of your night. And, we'll do this again. I got to do a podcast. I put one out and I really need to get back to doing that. I'm put one out tomorrow. So, family, wherever you are, just be safe, keep your immunity up, and look after your families and the people that really count in your life. All praises to the Most High Yah for keeping you all safe. All right, family. Peace.